Do you remember that commercial? Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon? They were competing, but only one of them got to ride off in a Tesla. The other one stuck with a Kia. Well, fast forward to today. A bunch of folks are starting to feel like they're stuck with the Kia too. Turns out a lot of people are beginning to regret their big investments in these high-tech dream machines. So, what's driving them crazy? Should you think twice before taking the plunge yourself? Let's start with some eye-opening numbers. Nearly 2 million electric cars have been sold in the US since 2010. But guess what? Around 20% of Tesla owners surveyed in 2022 said they'd probably switch back to gas-powered cars. Meanwhile, Ford's Mustang Mach-E is the best-selling EV in America. Check out this survey. Out of 4,800 owners, almost 27% admitted they'd go for a combustion engine next time. Can the Rivian R1T, one of the hottest pickups on the market? Well, surveys suggest about 25% of owners may not hold on to it. And it's not just numbers. Let's go online, read the comments. You'll find folks complaining about various issues. So the question is, what exactly is driving these regrets? One big reason is all about expectations. Take the Model Y, a top seller for Tesla. On paper, it looks great. It's supposed to go 330 miles. But real owners are averaging 260. Then there's the paint. Tesla boasts a glossy finish, but it's prone to scratches and touch-ups. Owners are saying it needs a better clear coat. And that autopilot, well, it's not as advanced as some think. Basically, owners feel like Tesla overhyped the car's capabilities. Plus, there's the everyday stuff. Say you want to adjust your side mirror while driving. Forget about it. Your hands need to be on the wheel for that. Or how about the air conditioning? You guessed it, even that's automated. The car chooses the temperature. This is killing the surprise. Buyers, once excited by Tesla's innovation, now find themselves longing for the simplicity of older cars. And it's not just Tesla. Lots of EV brands are guilty of overpromising and underdelivering. People expected fancy interiors, smooth rides, lots of tech, but they ended up with clunky displays, weird materials, and software glitches. Just last week, I met this guy at the local coffee shop. He bought a new Audi e-tron. And yeah, he likes the car, but he misses his old Audi Q5. He says the e-tron is too sluggish, doesn't feel sporty, and there are too many computer problems. There's even a name for it, Volkswagen Syndrome. It happens when EVs don't live up to the brand image. In other words, the nameplate doesn't match the performance. But there's more to the story. Let's take a look at what ChatGPT had to say. We started with a simple question. Who should buy an EV? The AI's answer, shockingly straightforward. Someone who commutes regularly. As in, if you drive a lot every day, an EV could save you on fuel costs. But if you mostly stay close to home, it might not make sense. Think about it. An EV makes most sense if you're driving 50 miles or less daily. That means if you're commuting to work, going to the grocery store, running errands, you could charge it up at home and not have to worry about running out of power. But let's say you're a truck driver or a delivery person who spends hours on the road. For you, an EV doesn't really make sense. You'll likely be spending more time charging than delivering. Not to mention the limited range, which brings us to our next point, the constant anxiety. Imagine this. You're on a trip. You've got two choices, but only one charger along the route. What if it's already taken when you reach it? EV owners face this anxiety all the time. Every trip becomes a potential breakdown waiting to happen. And it's not just about chargers. EVs, you've got to watch your speed. Drive fast, use the AC, and your range drops quickly. And then there's the weather. Heat waves, cold snaps, rain, snow, sunshine. It all affects an EV's range. Plan a long road trip without careful planning. Let's just say you're asking for trouble. And yes, there are apps to help you track everything, but it's not the same as a regular car where you just fill up and go. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. I get it. I drove across America in an EV, and I used every trick in the book to make it work. But if I had to do it again, I'd probably think twice. Anxiety, planning, distractions. It's just not worth the stress. Hold on, because there's more. There's this idea that EVs are so easy to maintain. And well, that's not always the case. Kimmy, you're saving on oil changes, tune-ups, that kind of thing, okay? But EVs have their own set of repairs, like fixing brakes, battery health, software updates, and sometimes even replacing tires. And guess what? You can't do a lot of these fixes yourself. You need a mechanic. And I'm not talking about any mechanic. You need a specialist. These mechanics are trained to work on electric cars, and they're not exactly a dime a dozen. The bottom line, owning an EV can cost you more in the long run. And it gets worse. When it comes time to sell your car, will you get a good deal? Here's what a survey found. Luxury EV buyers expect to lose 50% of their investment, but they're willing to put up with it for 5 years. After that, they're done. Basically, EVs lose value faster than regular cars, and that hits the owners hard. I let a real owner tell you the rest. And it's not just the finances. Some people just miss the freedom of a gas car. Those road trips, the open road, the sound of the engine, none of that worries about range, charging stops, or breakdowns. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, EVs are eco-friendly. They don't produce tailpipe emissions, but making their batteries has an impact, okay? Now, I know there are studies showing the environmental toll of mining materials like lithium and cobalt. But check out this one from CNBC. It turns out that the US is leading the world in building the cleanest EVs. According to a report, American-made electric cars are about 25% cleaner than those from China. According to data from Union of Concerned Scientists, EVs already save Americans 790 tons of carbon dioxide every year. That's equivalent to taking 1.6 million cars off the road. Still, the debate rages on. I'll give you my honest take. As someone who's owned both an EV and a regular car, I can tell you that the gas car is much more practical. It's easier to fill up, simpler to maintain, and less stressful to drive long distances. You see, the EV feels like you're constantly playing a game. You've got to watch the range, the temperature, the battery life, and if you miss something, well, you might have to walk to the nearest gas station. The bottom line, EVs aren't just cars. They're a whole new way of driving. But if simplicity and practicality matter more to you than saving the planet or saving money, stick with a gas car. And hey, if you decide to go electric, I've got your back. Check out this video next. It's got everything you need to know about maintaining your EV. And if you're not into EVs, no worries. Got plenty of videos on gas cars too. So stay tuned for more. Either way, thanks for watching. Keep on driving, and I'll see you on the road.